Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Heavy Metal Devils. Hope you're all having a great day. So, wanted to do something a bit different today because it is the international break, and I'd love to talk about how terrible of a manager Gareth Southgate is. But just before we get into this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So, should we just get right into it? This is a video on how Gareth Southgate is making this whole Harry Maguire situation even worse by having him play for England. So, as you know, over the last 18 months, some would say maybe 2 years, Harry Maguire has been god-awful in a Manchester United shirt. Yet, he's still been getting the call-ups for England. Now, for the most part, he's been performing pretty well in the England squad. It's a different tempo of a game. International football is way slower, a bit more technical, but a bit slower. So he doesn't need to be racing up and down the pitch the same way he does for Manchester United. He seems to be Gareth Southgate's class pet almost, like his favorite little kid. Always picks him even when he's not performing well for his club. And leaving the likes of Tomori, Levi Colwill on the bench, Lewis Dunk, all players who have been performing much better than Harry Maguire. We fast forward to probably the last season. It's gotten to the point where Harry Maguire has now played more minutes for England than he has for Manchester United. As another defender in the league who is waiting for their call up for England or is in the squad but not getting into the first team. Sorry, guys, bit of a rough throat today. You've got to feel for those guys. I'm sure they don't feel great about being behind a guy who doesn't even play for his club. Not doesn't even play. He's not even close to the starting lineup. He's our fourth, at times our fifth choice center back. So you have to really feel for guys, especially guys like Levi Colwill, Fico Tomori as well, Gay as well from Crystal Palace. All these guys, Lewis Dunk, they're probably looking at Gareth Southgate and going, why am I even here? Why am I doing this? Because we know who you're going to pick. It ain't me. It's going to be this dude who likes to put the ball in any net he so pleases. So, yeah, there's this whole issue right now with Gareth Southgate consistently picking Harry Maguire when he's not performing for both right now, club and country. What a nightmare this is for our other England defenders who are trying to break into the team. But yesterday, after the game against Scotland, which we will get into in just a bit, Gareth Southgate came out and said, I have never known a player treated the way he is. He's been an absolute stalwart for us in the second most successful England team for decades. He's been an absolutely key part of that. I've talked about the importance of our senior players. He's been crucial among that. Every time he goes on the field, the resilience he shows is absolutely incredible. He's a top player, and we're all with him, and our fans were brilliant with him. This was after he scored an own goal against Scotland today. So I guess he's putting goals in. Gareth Southgate likes that. Doesn't matter which end of the pitch. But I think Gareth Southgate has a very, very, very short memory. I don't think he remembers what was happening to David Beckham about the late 90s. I can't remember. I think it was 98. People were hanging effigies of David Beckham, wishing that he would be dead. I don't hear that really happening with Harry Maguire. So I'm going to say what happened with David Beckham is maybe a little bit worse. I don't see effigies of Harry Maguire hanging around London, hanging around Wembley, hanging around Manchester. And for the fact, I don't boo our players, doesn't matter who they are. And I know many Manchester United fans don't boo our players. So I think Harry Maguire has been treated much better. He went on to mention how pundits and commentary teams rip on him. You know what? The most I've seen is people just criticizing his play, not his personal, demeanor or his personal self or anything like that. And most of the pundits I've seen have been really, really nice to him. If this was a Bruno Fernandes, if this was some other international player playing like this would be a completely different story. Everything I've seen, most pundits, I'd say 90% of them, have all had good things to say, have been backing Harry Maguire up, questioning why he's not even in the Manchester United team, questioning Eric Ten Hag. But you just see the performances he's doing. And now, look, I don't agree with booing the players, singing songs about him, because that's just going to make it worse. You want these players to perform better. He is a good defender. He's just going through a really bad couple years at the moment. But with all that being said, he doesn't deserve to be in that Southgate or in that England squad. And Southgate constantly putting him in that squad is bringing more scrutiny onto Harry Maguire. People questioning, why is Harry Maguire in this squad when he's not performing? And then he goes and puts Harry Maguire in when we're up 2-0 on Scotland. Doesn't give CLUELESS a chance. Doesn't give, I think, Tomori a chance. Guys who need the experience in this squad. He's put a guy who's been in the squad for years and years, came on and conceded an own goal. He brings it all on himself. Now, I'm talking about Gareth Southgate here. Gareth Southgate is making this situation 10 times worse than it has to be. He brings him on. Dude is going through a bad time, scores an own goal, doesn't have a great performance. Of course he's going to get ripped. You have these youngsters on the bench waiting for some international experience. When is their experience going to be? Are you going to throw them in the semifinals of the World Cup or the Euro Cup when someone gets injured? That's not the greatest idea. You need to start betting them in now. And bringing them on when we're 2-0 up against a team like Scotland is the place to do it. Why we're bringing on Harry Maguire 2-0 up, I don't know if that's to get his confidence up. Sure didn't help with him scoring an own goal. The best thing Gareth Southgate could do right now, well, maybe not right now, it's a bit too late, is to exclude him from the squad. Let this stuff die down. Let him find a new club, get his confidence back, because just having him thrusted back into that starting lineup, into the eyes of everyone, for him to be ridiculed, made fun of, laughed at, is just going to make it worse. It makes more questions on you, Southgate. It brings more questions to you, more questions to him. And when things go bad, this is what happens. So I'm going to say this, man. You are making our situation, not because he's plays for Manchester United. So this is part of what we're dealing with. You're making this a lot worse than it has to be, Gareth Southgate. Remove him from the squad. Let him get his bearings straight. Let him find a new club come January. And then bring him back in for that senior experience that you need. But you can't have him starting over guys like Levi Colwill, Fico Tomori, Mark Gahey, and Lewis Dunk. They're all performing much better than he is. And I don't know what message that sends to everyone else waiting to get into that team when you're playing people who shouldn't be playing. If I was an England international and I saw you as a coach right now, I'd be looking at what other passports I possibly could have. For me, I'm lucky. I've got a few of them, so I can go play for another country. But for other players, they might not have that. And seeing the coach have his class pets, his favorites, would not fill me with much confidence of joining the team. So something right there needs to change, guys. And yeah. That's why I think Gareth Southgate is making this situation worse. He should be excluding him, letting him work on himself, but not bringing him back in the spotlight and make mistakes like he has against Scotland and having mediocre performances against other Ukraine and other teams that we're playing. So yeah, let me know what you think down below. Is Gareth Southgate kind of a shit manager? Because I cannot stand the guy anymore. I was up on him on the World Cup, but since then, I've kind of lost my interest in Southgate. So let me know down below. Like, share, comment, and I forgot this one, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you all on the next one. Later.